Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 7, I think. Wow.
That's what it says in my notes.
I got
Crazy.
7 too.
Well, we hope you've been enjoying the show so far. Don't forget to let us know that you've been enjoying it by commenting, and subscribing if you're on YouTube. And hit that bell icon to get notified the moment each of these videos goes up. And if you're listening to this as a podcast, don't forget to follow on the podcast platform of your choice, and leave us reviews and again, share with people. Follow us on social media at Rollers Guild DND on both Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, let us know what you think of the show so far. We really appreciate it. But it's everything we have for you. We'll go ahead and get started. Last time, our heroes discussed with Freedom her thoughts on how to save Waterdeep and the Sword Coast Federation from the oppression of the corporate elite. She advises starting with Ovina Bloodkeith, as she's the only person they know for sure is involved in a conspiracy to control the city. Before the plan moves forward, she advises the party gather some information and items to improve their chances at pulling off this corporate espionage / takedown situation. She warns them to hold off on proceeding, though, until she has a chance to speak with her friend, who is a magistrate in the city. The next day, you all took care of some personal matters. Nyx kept her cover at her job, and then went to see Brotor Big Toe, one of the leaders of her group of the Equal Participation Association, to advise the EPA to start protesting Bloodkeith Textiles. Janara learned about an upcoming midwinter ball that her neighbor and important politician in the People's Vote Coalition will be hosting at the end of the month. And she was told she could bring along company before Janara set out into the city looking to find where Bowman resides, but unfortunately having no luck doing so. Octavia, meanwhile, scouted out Bloodkeith Textiles' corporate offices and learned some information about the security of the building, as well as setting up a meeting with Ovina herself in early next 10-day. Penny scouted out more about the Watchful Order and almost got caught by a woman who looked quite a bit like Octavia. And finally, Artemis and Bowman prepared for Artemis's date with Goldilocks Bloomington, which ultimately resulted in Goldilocks and Artemis coming to an understanding and parting as friends, as well as Artemis gaining Bowman's respect. So, yes, that is where we left off. It is now the next morning, the 18th of Deep Winter at this point. Octavia, you're getting ready for your day, getting ready to head over to the Waterdeep Times offices, feeding your familiar owl. When you hear Freedom's voice in your head, which momentarily freaks you out until you remember that you had the communication stone with her, the sending stone. You hear, Octavia, hope you are well. Spoke with my friends. You are good to move forward. Let me know if you need anything from me, and let me know when complete.
Is there like a time
You can
frame that I have
reply.
to respond within? Yeah, but like if
there's no
within...
specific time limit, but it's within a short window. Like if it goes too long.
Okay. I'll reply. Went to Bloodkeep headquarters yesterday. Meeting set up with Ovina on the 22nd. Should be preparing for that.
Great. All right. So you now have this information. It's up to you how you seek to communicate that with the rest of your party. But like I said, you're still getting ready to go into work because usually even on days when you and Penny go out into the city, you usually meet at work before you go off to do your research and stuff. So what do you do at this point?
I would like to write a little note with Freedom's message on it, along with the information that I gathered yesterday about my meeting with Ovina on the 22nd, and also the troll that is the guard at nighttime at the headquarters facility.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tie it to Lexa's little leg and send her off to go find Janara first, and then Artemis, because I think that she'd know those places first, and then over to Nyx if she can find her. And there's no address for Bowman, so Octavia's kind of like, well, maybe somebody else will find him.
Great. Yeah, you do that. You send Lexa off. Lexa, as a familiar, is intelligent enough to understand the instructions, and flies off into the morning as you depart for work. Janara, since Lexa is going to be coming to you first, we'll go ahead and say you've also been starting your morning, doing your training with Joyce, and I feel like Janara probably has been yesterday and today in your training has been a little bit more focused about like taking hits as opposed to delivering them after going down a couple of times recently.
Yeah.
So Joyce is sort of trying to like help you build up your physical endurance, because obviously it's best if you don't get hit at all, but learning how to like roll with the hits and withstand a little bit more punishment has sort of been the focus of the training in the last couple days. And you're a quick learner, so you're already seeing some results, but obviously it's only been a couple days, so you still think there's a lot of room to grow in that regard. But you've kind of finished a set. Joyce sort of goes inside to refill the pitcher of water and bring it back out. And as you're sitting there catching your breath, Lexa comes down. You've seen this owl a couple times with Octavia, and you see a little note attached to her leg. She holds it out for you, and you unfurl the note and read the message. What would you like to do at this point?
Can I send a note back?
Yeah, I mean, I would say there's probably a little room to scribble a note on the back of there. So after Lexa finishes her like route, she would presumably return to Octavia. So any note you wrote on there would.
I'll just write, because there's probably not a ton of room in case other people want to write back, but I'll just write like if you need help, let me know. Or like, especially if she's planning on going against the troll in the dungeon, I'll basically say like I'm ready for her
Great.
to let me know when to meet her.
Great. Yeah, you say something to that effect of like, when are we gonna meet? What do we need help? What do you need help with? Let me know. That sort of thing. Quick message.
Yeah.
Great. Lexa takes the note back and flies off into the morning. Artemis, with it's still relatively early in the morning. Is Artemis awake?
Nope.
Great. Artemis, you are awoken by a sharp rapping at the window of your room.
Bowman? Is there anyone on my couch?
You look up Bowman. You did not take advantage of Artemis's couch, correct? No. There's no one on your couch.
Oh, what are you doing at the window? I'm gonna go over to the window.
Yep, you go over to the window, you pull back the drapes, and there's a little owl outside pecking at the window, and you see a small note tied to its ankle.
Oh. Is this like standard, like owls delivering notes? Is that a thing I'm accustomed to?
No. The Harry Potter novels have not been written in this world, so this is not something you've ever encountered before.
Shoot. Oh.
Does
it look like it wants to come in?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, I'm so gonna regret this. I will slowly open the window.
The owl flies in, lands on the desk in the room, holds out leg with the note.
Hello? Don't bite me. I'll bite you back. I'm gonna read the note.
Yep, you open the note. You see the note Octavia left about Freedom's message and the information she's uncovered so far. And then you see Janara's little addition, basically like, when are we meeting? Let me know what we need to do to help, all that stuff.
Okay. Stay. I'm gonna go over and grab some little, I don't know, quill and ink, ballpoint pen. What do I have?
It would probably be fountain pens.
Fountain pen, here we go.
Pens. Yeah.
Great, and I will write back, I'll get Bowman. We're best friends now. Also, why the bird? AB.
Great.
I will finish and say, I'm done. Please don't destroy everything. I'm going to get dressed now.
The owl rolls its eyes at you. She just straight up looks at you, rolls her eyes, picks up the note, and flies out the open window.
I close it. All right. Oh, life is an adventurer. Okay, I go find Bowman.
Great. Yeah, you get dressed for the day and you head out into the city to find Bowman. Nyx is the last person that Lexa was going to go to. So Nyx, you, I would say, are probably just heading out the door for work by the time Lexa gets over to you. You see his owl.
What time would it be?
What time would it be?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say you would typically start work at like 9 in the morning. Okay. In order to ensure that you get there on time, you usually have to leave at like 8.
Okay.
is Nyx awake or?
Yeah.
So Nyx, you're heading out the door for work. Owl flies down with a note for you.
Have I seen? We've seen this owl before.
Yes.
We've seen
Yes.
Octavia's familiar, so I'm just gonna go. Oh, hello.
But Artemis was sleep deprived, groggy, maybe not paying that close attention before, so that will be
Certainly.
Also, does he pay attention to other people? Or is it mostly just him and Bowman? Loves Bowman.
Honestly, who doesn't?
the.
If you don't like Bowman, comment in the chat. Like, leave a comment. I don't like Bowman because I don't think there's anyone out there.
There's a single comment that says they don't like Bowman. I'm just
Yeah, prove me wrong.
I'm gonna just give him a little scritch on the head and I guess read the note.
Great. Yeah, you grab the note, you open it up, you read message from Freedom, the information Octavia found, Janara's note about when are we meeting, what can I do to help, Artemis's note, basically like, I'll get Bowman. As far as you know, there's been no decision about where or when you all are meeting. There's just been, when are we meeting? I'll go get Bowman.
Stupid.
What day of the 10-day is it?
It
It's
is
the
currently the 18th, so it's day 8.
Oh,
The
yeah.
meeting is on the
That
22nd
makes sense.
with Ovina.
I feel like I'm gonna have to like go back inside, get a pen. Is there room on this piece of paper?
There's a little bit of room. You'll have to like maybe write it like in the margins. But
Okay.
you could add a note.
I'm gonna write.
Artemis's handwriting has a lot of extra flourishes.
Yeah. I'm gonna write in the empty space, J's at 9 ? PM 9 PM ?
Great.
And then find a spider that has been living in my room for a few weeks and capture it and take it out and offer it out as a little piece of food, and then
I'm gonna have you make an investigation check to see how quickly you find this spider.
Oh, okay. Sure. 14.
Not bad. You spend a couple minutes. You do find a spider, capture it, feed it. Lexa nips the spider, eats it, sort of like nods at you, like thankfully, and then takes off into the sky. You are now running late. You're now like a few minutes behind, and you're like, okay, I gotta hurry. And you set off out into the city.
Take the shortcut.
To get to work for the day. So Artemis, you head out towards the dock ward where you know Bowman would be around.
Yes.
And Octavia, you're going to work to meet up with Penny. So I'm gonna roll to see which of these two things we'll do first. Octavia and Penny will do that first. So Octavia, you arrive at work. Penny's already like at work, probably heading toward, at your desk when you get up there. As per usual, she is very eager to work with you in the morning. So you get there and Penny's waiting for you.
Penny's gonna like
Penny?
watch and be like, "Oh, that's like 3 minutes later than you normally arrive. What's going on?"
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a message from Freedom this morning. She said that we're good to move forward. Yesterday, I found out a little bit of information. Why don't we go into my office? We can talk a little bit more.
Secret.
Yes.
Yeah.
You all go into Octavia. The two of you go into Octavia's office. Octavia, what does your office look like?
It's pretty small. It's like a mid level office, so not nearly as nice as Pierre's was. But I've got just like a nice desk with a bunch of pictures hung up on the wall. Looks kind of crazy because I got the strings going between pictures to make sure there's connections. Because it's all connected.
Nice.
But just a fairly standard office. Little bit unkempt, but
Great.
seems organized for the person who's working on it.
Perfect.
But anyway, so Penny, yesterday while I was at the Bloodkeith headquarters, I set up a meeting on the 22nd with Ovina at noon. I'm sure if you'd like to tag along, I could bring you with me. I said that we're doing a story on the Bloodkeith family, and we wanted to get a human interest piece done to talk about how incredible her life has been and how she's gotten to the place that she is now. So we can go talk to her then, and yeah.
The CEO, you just did that yesterday. We learned about this yesterday, and then you went out and you just did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. And also,
yeah,
about the security of the building, not so cute, but you know, I worked with what I could. He did tell me that there is a troll that they hire for night security, so that could be an issue if we need to go back.
Well, we have Bowman, who's like the size of the troll, right? I've never seen a person, but I'm sure he's like the same size, right?
Either of you who wants to could make a make a check for that.
Penny's never seen a troll.
I don't think I've ever seen a troll.
He has no idea how
large is Bowman.
You can make a history check, see if you came across the information in a book or something.
14?
14. You don't know specifically, but trolls are pretty big. They're probably quite a bit bigger than Bowman.
What'd you do yesterday, Penny? I'm sorry I wasn't able to go out on our story.
No, that's okay. No, that's totally fine. Like, you already did so much. That's wow. Now, okay, see, I was feeling really good about the progress I made yesterday, but now I feel like it kind of is like whatever. But anyways, so I went out to the dock board because I wanted to follow up on those properties that were getting foreclosed on. And so I was like peeking through the windows, being all sneaky, you know, getting into my journalistic mood or atmosphere, whatever. And I looked through the window and there was like this creepy girl and she stared at me and I tried getting help, or I tried asking for help, and then she cast a little spell with her little wandy wand, and then it went completely dark. Also, the girl looked a lot like you. It was so weird, like literally looked like you. At first, it was weird. Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. It looked like the space looked like it was still in progress, like they hadn't made a lot of progress on whatever they were doing, but they were definitely working on it. But I didn't really get a good chance to look because the person that looked just like you saw me like right away.
Oh, that's weird. Maybe we need to go back and look into that some more.
Do
you want to do that today? Or
sure.
I don't know.
When are you meeting with the rest of the secret crew?
I'm waiting for my owl to come back. Hopefully they'll have decided.
Okay. Yeah, then let's go do some investigating.
Great.
You and me from the town investigating.
By the time the two of you get outside, Lexa is swooping down to you, Octavia. You find the notes left by Janara asking, when are we meeting? How can I help? You find Artemis's note.
Equally helpful.
Equally helpful. I'll go get Bowman. We're best friends now. And then you finally see Nyx's note. Nyx being, in your experience, relatively no nonsense with the suggestion of when and where to meet. Jay's at 9.
I will point out that I feel like like none of us really know what the others' handwritings look like. Like we know what Artemis looks like because he signed it, but like the rest of us don't know what everybody else's handwritings.
Well, I think Janara
I would
said
think
she
you would have
also
signed
wrote
it.
her name.
Oh, okay. I did not. I just wrote down.
Well, I only sent it to 3, and I think I could determine which one is.
I didn't
not
know.
Artemis.
I didn't remember Janara.
For the record, if Penny had gotten the little note, she would have wrote red at 9:13 and she would have forgot.
Great. Okay, so you get that note. Octavia, are you going to re-communicate to the others?
Yep.
Okay, you send Lexa.
I'm just gonna send her back. Just with the note that says 9 p.m. at Janara's.
Great. Yeah, you send out that note. Once again to all the same people. And then the two of you head off for your day of investigative journalism. We'll cut away from that over to the dock ward, where Artemis is looking for Bowman. Bowman, question of the day for you. What is Bowman doing today?
What time is it right now?
So by this point, because this is kind of happening at the same time, I would say, as Octavia and Penny. And by the time the owls made it all the way around the city, which takes a while, and then back to Octavia, I'd say it's probably 9 o'clock, a little after 9 o'clock at this point.
Bowman would be just in the middle of his shift on the docks, unloading ships.
Great. So you did go to work today. So
yes.
Bowman, you when you showed up for work, your foreman, hulking bugbear man named Rig, informed you that your pay would be docked for skipping out on work yesterday.
I understand. I have other things to take care of.
We'll get to work. So you join your crew, Darnik, Stu, and oh gosh, why am I an idiot?
Vin.
And Vin, thank you. Darnik, Stu, and Vin. And start moving your crates for the day as you normally would. Stu, the human man, he's got olive complexion, shaggy brown hair, and a wispy beard, is coughing terribly today. He's like hacking badly, like constantly as the day is getting started. And Ben's like, you doing all right, Stu? You hanging in there? And he's still coughing. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. And he spits on the ground. Bowman, you see a little bit of blood hit the ground when he spits.
Bowman is concerned. And you said this is Vin?
Stu is the one that's sick. Vin asked him what was wrong.
Stu, Bowman's gonna ask Stu, what's going on? What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing, Bowman. I just just a little under the weather is all.
You're going to pass out. You're going to break a rib at this rate. I don't want to patch you up myself. What's wrong?
I just don't feel great today, but I gotta bring home the paycheck.
Bowman normally doesn't care, but for some reason, his adventures have made him a little bit more soft and realized that he only has a handful of friends in the world. He's gonna ask how how much do you make in a week? You recently came upon some extra money.
Same as you guys, I think.
Okay. Bowman is. I'm gonna roll a sleight of hand, because I don't want the rest of the dock to see this. And Bowman's gonna hand him 20 talents. Sleight of hand. Ooh, that was a 16.
You give him you know, the four of you had just set down a box, and we're going over to another one, and you kind of like motion a little bit, and the and Darnik, the dwarf, kind of gives you a little bit of cover as you hand Stu 20 talents. Holy shit, Bowman! Where'd you get this kind of money?
Don't pay no mind to that. Go home for the rest of the week and just make sure that you and your family are well kept.
Thank you, Bowman.
And if this cough keeps coming worse, just let me know. I can maybe have some connections that could help now.
Okay. Thank you. He heads out for the day. So since your crew is down to 3, work is going to be a little bit harder today. So at the end of your shift, I will have you make a Constitution saving throw to see if you accrue any levels of see if you accrue a level of exhaustion, basically.
Yeah.
But we'll take care of that at the end of your shift. Artemis, you set out to the dock board to try to find Bowman. You don't have a ton to go on.
One of the first things that Bowman said to Artemis was, "I unload your brand all the time,
Yes.
and I steal your wine."
Yes, that is true. So you have the bar that Bowman frequents, and you have the knowledge that he's a dock worker who has unloaded, among other things, your wine before.
Yes, I am going to the docks. Top hat, cane, best clothes. We're gonna easy to spot. I'm going to some Bright Shield steamships.
Great. Yeah, you set out for the docks. Make an investigation check for me.
Ooh, 5, I'm pretty sure. Yep, 5.
5. You set out fully dressed, fully ready.
Damn bird keeps following me.
Fully ready for your day. Showing off around the town. Okay. Some guy tries to some guy clearly is trying to get close to you to pull some money out your pocket. You just kind of scooch away from him before he can get close enough. I rolled for sleight of hand and he got a 3. So,
yeah, bye.
But you make your way down to the docks and then you realize you have no idea if there are any Bright Shield vintage boxes on their way here. You have no clue what ship they would have been on. You know that actual Bright Shield, the vineyard, is very inland, and the way it gets out to the ocean and then up and down the coast is via rivers and canals. So you know that it would probably have traveled on smaller ships to a port and then up and down the coast from there, but you have no clue what ship it would be on. That being said, you do know somebody who might, that you
indeed
don't necessarily want to go see, but may be able to help you.
All right. I would like to find the dock master.
Great. So you head over to the Dock Authority building, which of course is busy as always. There's sailors coming in and out, ship captains, business people. Like it's crazy in there, and it's getting close to the end of the 10-day, and there's usually like a lot of shipments that come in around this time of the week, so it's very, very like packed in the like reception area. It's not the cleanest place in the world. They've got a lot going on here that makes it difficult to maintain a sanitary environment 100% of the time. But you push your way through the crowd to the receptionist counter, where a young human man, maybe 16, looks up and he's like, "Hi, can I? Hang on. Can I help you?"
Hello there. Good young sir. Is there like a bell to ring on the table?
Yeah, there's one right in front of you.
Yeah. Hello there. Ding! I would like service, please.
I already greeted you. You don't have to hit the bell after I greet you.
Absolutely. Yes. I am looking for a man who is who works here, is very strong, very large. His name is Bowman. Where can I find him?
I don't know who you're talking about, sir. I don't think he works in the Dock Authority building.
No, he's like a burly dude. Like he carries things. He carries some Bright Shield vintage.
Does he work in a shipping yard, sir?
Sure. Yes.
Those are run by private companies, sir.
Oh, well, I am unofficial from Bright Shield Vintage, so as a private company,
you're gonna have to speak to my boss, sir.
Excellent. I will commend your service. You've been very helpful.
Great. You're just gonna have to wait a few minutes. I got a lot of people I gotta get through. Do you wanna sit down? And he looks over where there's some like chairs pushed against the wall, and they're all taken. You want to just stand over there for a little bit?
Oh, right here is fine. I'm going to like push myself up and sit on the counter.
Sir, you can't sit.
I'm going to pull out my little like mandolin.
Sir,
I'm going to start entertaining the people.
Sir, please, sir.
There once was a helpful young lad. At his job, he kind of was bad. But we like him, we do. He does not smell like poo. Hey, everyone! Was it a minute?
Make a performance check.
Natural 20 for a total of
my
performance
God.
26. It's
oh
a fucking
my
party.
God. The guy behind the counter is just like, I was gonna tell you to stop, but that's actually pretty good, sir. And the like some people in the crowd like start clapping a little bit, and like,
Thank you. You, young man, what is your name?
Oh, my name's Paul.
Paul.
Yeah. What's
not many things that rhyme with well. All right, and I'm gonna spend the rest of the time waiting, trying to rhyme things with Paul and put them into song.
You start doing that, but before then, you hear a voice from like there's like a rickety staircase in the corner of the room with a door at the top of it. You hear a voice booming out. I recognize that singing voice. And standing at the top of the stairs is Dockmaster Jones, middle-aged human man. He's got a long, narrow face, brown hair, a very thick, large walrus mustache that is much too large for his face. He's dressed, in his sort of dockmaster uniform, little grimy, his tie's sort of loose around his neck. Well, if you're here, that can't be anything good. Get up to my office.
I don't remember him having a mustache. I'll follow him up.
Yeah, you head into his office, which is it's a cramp. There's offices for other like dock officials up here. They're quickly hurrying around like trying to get shit done, and he brings you into his office, and like Bear is like has to fight with the door to get it to actually close. They're clearly a little underfunded here. His desk is like piled with paperwork. He's got like a map of all the docks in the port, and with like areas like pins representing different ships, and then like all along the dock ward and the island out in the actual bay. They've built a load of docks there, and then even further like south of the dock ward, new docks have recently been constructed there to accommodate the insane number of ships that come in and out of Waterdeep on any given day. And you see pins just dotted all over the map, and then several pins like still out at sea. Like these are ships that are waiting for dockage.
Goodness.
What brings you down here?
Well,
Did you get your license renewed yet?
of course I did. Please.
Deception check.
I'm looking for, deception. Pretty damn deceptive. 23.
All right. Well, it can't be about that then. What you got? What do you need?
No, I'm looking for a man. Burly type. Works on the docks. Name of Bowman. Bowman. Half-orc, I think. Yes, half-orc.
He doesn't work for me. I don't keep a list of like every employee of every like private company we contract out to for ship unloading.
Really?
No. But do you have any other information I can go on here?
He is. Do I have other information? He's alarmingly charming. That you don't really expect.
All right, I'm
first.
gonna stop you there. You can tell me all about your little crush or whatever on your own time, but I'm a busy man.
Oh.
I was more saying, what does he do you know what his shipping yard unloads?
Oh, my wine, of course. Yes, he has unloaded my wine before.
Well,
Does that narrow it down at all?
Your wine comes in on some different ships, but I'll see what I can do.
Ooh,
of course,
that's the thing I should definitely know.
It could speed the process along if you give me a little help. I'm a very busy man, and I've got a long list of things I need to do. You could help me get it done. Move it up my list of priorities.
All right, fine. I can put in a good word with Bowman. He's very attractive.
It's gonna
as you have pointed out.
It's gonna take me quite a while to get there.
Oh, right. You're wanting the old-fashioned way of doing this, aren't you? Great. How much are you thinking?
How much you have to spare?
Millions, but you're not getting it all.
Oh, you're funny because I happen to know for a fact that you're not actually in charge of your family's fortune.
Ooh, all right. So we're going there.
Look,
Mr. Jones, I thought we were keeping things cordial.
I'm sorry, Mr. Brightshield. I'm a little busy today. I don't have time for cordiality. I do have time for a few extra talents, though. How important is it to you?
1, 2, 3 is a few. Will that do it? Since you're very busy, I don't want you to be counting much more. Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta get back to my abilities. Persuasion. Oh, I'm incredible at that. 17.
All right, good enough for a small favor. Wait downstairs. I'll see if I can find it.
All right, be quick. A lot of things rhyme with Jones.
You go downstairs while he tries to dig up this information. We'll cut away from this over to Octavia and Penny. So the two of you are trying to follow up on some more watchful order things. What specifically are the two of you doing? Are you going back to where Penny's been a couple times, or are you going to try something different?
I think
could go back to look at the buildings, or we could try interviewing people living somewhere else.
if we go to the same area that you were, maybe the people in that area we could talk to, not necessarily looking at the buildings themselves, just talking to the people around.
We could try, but when I went, there was literally no one around. I was like the only one there.
That's pretty weird. Okay. Well, I think you can take the lead, Penny.
Oh, my suggestion was we could dress up like health inspectors and break down the door and tell them that they don't have a permit. And then we could take it from there. Just kind of wing it.
I like it. I don't think it's gonna work.
My plan B, well, I feel like I'm kind of at all the leads that I had. Did you have anything that you've been thinking about? Any names you got? Any locations?
I'm trying to go back in my notes. I don't think I had many leads, unless I'm forgetting something as far as the...
You do have the list of names.
I have a list of names. I thought that was kind of something different.
It's not specifically related to these buildings, but it is related to the case your dad was working about the watchful order. So that's, I would say that's the only lead so far that Octavia has right now outside of these buildings.
Okay. I have a list of names. We could head down to City Hall and see if they're in the records anywhere, if we could find them.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Cool. The two of you head off to try to requisition some information about people still living in the city. We won't necessarily go through every little bit of this step by step, but what we will do is, first of all, you arrive at the city archives. You've both been here before in the line of work. You're met by an elven individual at the front desk. They've got a sort of short strawberry blonde hair. Welcome to the city archives. The two of you are journalists, I can tell by your press badges. What can I do for you today?
We were trying to find some information on some people who used to live in the city, and we were trying to figure out if they're still here or where we might be able to find them.
Census records are publicly accessible. Yes, right this way. And she leads you down a hall to a door labeled Census Records. Lets you into a room. You both have been in various rooms in here before. It's always like you get into some of these rooms and you're like, who? Like you can never figure out what the organization pattern is supposed to be. Like there clearly is one, but it's so unintelligible to anyone who doesn't work in the city records. But you're let into this room. There are some tables in here. There's like 2 other people in here looking through some files or whatever. Bookcases loaded with books and records and that sort of thing. And you're told you can go ahead and look. So what I would like from both of you is an investigation check.
Ooh, boy.
Can we get it with advantage because we're working together?
Normally, one of you would roll with advantage, or you would both roll separately. Now,
I got a 9.
9, a 12. Great.
Octavia, go back in time.
Oh, yeah, can I re-roll? Because that doesn't make sense.
Does that work on ability checks or just attack rolls?
Ability checks, yeah, or saving throws. Attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
You could do
I
it.
can force a creature to re-roll. All right. It's the fucking same!
Oh no.
You're
Still
like
9.
the two of you spend like an hour looking. You're like, oh, hold on, I just gotta start over. And Penny's like, what? And you're back at the beginning. You're like, okay, let's do it. And you look at the exact same shelves.
I got a 12.
So yes, you will eventually find some of the information you are looking for. It just takes much longer.
All right, we don't have to be anywhere till 9.
That's true. You don't have to be anywhere until 9. So we'll cut away from the 2 of you while you're busy searching shelves all day. Janara, what are you up to?
Oh, what's the name of your familiar?
Lexa.
Is Lexa back yet?
Yeah, Lexa, I would say would have made it to you by this point, saying, meet at your place at 9.
Right.
And then you get that knowledge and then send Lexa on to deliver the message to everyone else that she needs to deliver the message to.
Okay, so I'll know that they're going to be here at 9. Okay,
Yes.
great. So, I know that I was invited to this ball. So I think I'm going to invite one of my tailor friends to come over this evening also, probably not until like 9:30 or 10, so that
Okay.
we can talk about the stuff for this first, but then I can tell them about the ball and get them all the outfits that they need.
Yeah, easy enough to do. You go over to the tailors that you normally go to. Go in the door. Janara, dear, how are you doing today? This is your usual tailor, half elf gentleman. He's got sort of a well maintained like coif of blonde hair. He's got like those like tape measures. He's got like 3 of them draped over his neck, and like a little pad that he writes notes on. And he's like currently working. He's got like a dress like on a mannequin that he's working on. He's like keeps pulling pins out of like little pockets to do that thing. But he sees you when you come in and says that.
Hello, I'm well. How are you today?
I'm very well. Just working on a dress for one of my other clients, but I can put a pause on that to help you out. What do you need? And he like sets down his pens and turns his full attention to you. By the way, didn't tell you his name. This gentleman goes by the name Brian. Even though he's a half elf, he was raised by by human parents, doesn't know his elven parents, so he just goes by Ryan.
Ryan. Okay. Would you be available to come to my house around 10 p.m. this evening? I know it's late for you, but I will pay you extra.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Persuasion. Oh, my persuasion is good. That wasn't great. I was better. That was a non-natural 20.
Very nice. Yes. He says, for you, I'd be happy to.
Thank you. So I'll leave his shop knowing that he's going to be coming back later. I also don't want to make any decisions because if I'm going to be getting outfits for people, I want them to enjoy the outfits. I'll probably head back home. I'm probably going to have Joyce have extra like food and snacks around to make sure everyone can have a good meal this evening since they're going to be there.
Great. Yeah, you start getting the house ready for the day. Joyce says, yes, I'll go shopping for some extra hors d'oeuvres for the evening. Before I head out, Jadar, I just wanted to say, I'm happy that you've found some companions to do something with. I don't know. I worry about you sometimes. I'm just happy for you.
I know. I'm usually only at the bar. I understand. But thank you. I appreciate it. I'm glad I have to.
All right. And then she heads out for the day to go shopping. So great. Okay. So and then Nyx, I assume you're basically just at work today,
Yep.
right?
I sure am. I do want to see if I overhear anything on my lunch walk.
Yes, of course. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Nine.
No, unfortunately, you don't hear anything.
Do I fix the machine that I got stuck in?
Roll a Tinker's Tools check.
It's Dex plus proficiency.
In this case, we'll say Dex, yes. It's mostly about reassembling the gears.
13.
You make some progress. Still not quite there yet. Okay, so we'll cut back to Artemis unless you have anything else you want to do at work, Nyx.
No.
Okay, so back over at the Port Authority building, after probably about an hour and a half of waiting, Dockmaster Joe's does come down. He's got a piece of paper for you. He says, took me a bit of digging, but I found the information you were looking for. These are the shipyards that have unloaded the last 5 ships carrying Brightshield Vintage.
Ooh, I feel like this is something I should have known already, but thank you so much. I look at it.
Yeah.
You check out?
Yep.
All right, cool.
You open it up. It's handwritten, just notes from Dockmaster Jones. Basically, looks like he's copied it off of like ship manifests that he like found and in his office and that sort of thing. Of the last 5 ships of that have carried Brightshield Vintage on them, 4 have unloaded at Endless Flame Shipping Company, which you have an address for.
Endless Flame. All right, well, best to start with the spicy ones. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Best of luck to you and your little pens on a board. That certainly means something. You do good work here.
Thank you, Mr. Brightshield, for your patronage as always. And hey, maybe take some time to learn about your company.
Yeah, that actually might be a good idea. All right, toodaloo.
You
Off to Endless Flame shipping, right?
Yes. Yes.
Status Artemis, Jesus.
Great. So yes, you make your way through the dock ward, eventually arriving at Endless Flame Shipping Company. You see there's a huge cargo ship pulled up to a dock, and then right off the dock, you see there's like crews unloading the dock and bringing stuff over into this like huge wide open shipping yard, and you see all sorts of workers moving through the shipping yard, moving things into appropriate areas so they can be picked up from here and taken to wherever they're supposed to go in the city. And you see like a row of cargo like carriages pulled by like heavy workhorses getting loaded up with boxes that are specifically getting picked up at this time. And then at the the gates of Endless Flame Shipping Company, you see there's a couple of like security personnel just to make sure that nobody's coming in or out of the area that's not supposed to be there. Go ahead and make a perception check for me to see if you can spot Bowman in all of this chaos.
18.
18's pretty good. Yeah, you take a little bit, you do a quick look around to see if you can spot Bowman, but Bowman is very large and not too difficult to spot, even amongst a bunch of generally pretty large dock workers. You eventually spot Bowman. He and two others are moving a pretty big crate. Bowman, dwarf gentleman with sort of ruddy complexion, an auburn beard, and then a halfling gentleman, bald with dark skin with like platform attachments on his shoes to bring him up to the same height as the dwarf. And the three of them are moving a pretty heavy wooden crate into an appropriate location. So you start waving to try to get Bowman's attention. Bowman, make a perception check for me.
So I did, and my perception was 18.
18. You spot Artemis like standing over at the chain link fence. He's like waving to get your attention.
Oh God, he found me.
Bowman, over here. Bowman.
Who? And then your coworkers look around and they see an incredibly wealthy man like waving and like calling your name.
It's me. Get over here.
Who the hell is that? That's Ben.
Yeah. An acquaintance. Let's get this loaded up, and then I'll see what he wants.
Darnick says, yeah, just about time for our 10-minute lunch break anyway.
All right, let's call that lunch then.
You guys set down the box. They pull out their little lunch pails, sit down and start eating. There's no break area that people just sit down.
They're on the box.
Yeah, they like sit up on top of the box and start eating. You make your way over to the chain link fence where Artemis has been waving for your attention.
Hey, let me in.
What? Artemis, you're not really supposed to be back here. You could, not to say anything mean or anything, but you're quite fragile. You could get seriously hurt.
I specifically dressed flashy so that no one would run into me. I'll be fine. Plus, you'll stop them, right? Come on, just let me in.
Yeah, I don't... Here's the thing. I can't really make a scene around these people. I keep a low profile. I mean... But what do you need? What's wrong? What's up?
Okay. Wow, where to begin?
At this point, finally, Alexa finds you, Artemis, after searching the city forever to try to find you.
A Bowman sees Lexa and goes, "Oh, Lexa,
You know this bird?
It's Octavia's familiar. We've literally seen this bird more than the times that I could count on my hand.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep. It looks like it has something on its leg.
Oh, that's just I have already read that. Don't worry. It's just they were looking for everyone, and
Lexa starts pecking the side of your head, Artemis.
I run 10 feet the other way.
Bowman.
Lexa looks at you like he looks at Bowman like, can you believe this guy?
Bowman, who has a history working on ships and stuff, he knows what a messenger bird acts like. So Bowman sticks his hand out and for Alexa to perch on. Yeah.
And Alexa perches nicely. You find the note and it just says, meet at Janar's at 9 p.m.
Bowman turns to Artemis and goes, do you have a pen on you?
On me? No, that's back in the room. But we can swing by there on our way back.
Bowman's just gonna take a stick on the ground or something and just poke out just B in the paper.
Okay. Make a dexterity check to not completely rip the paper to shit.
Can't Lexa, is she smart enough that she can understand people and she can talk to me when she gets back?
She can communicate telepathically with you when she gets within range.
I don't know that though.
Okay.
Yeah. My dexterity was a 13.
Okay. You don't completely destroy the message, which is good, but you do tear off accidentally, like you try to poke a bee and you just poke a big hole and you're like, it's not gonna work.
Curse these gigantic hands. Anyways, is this why you were trying to find me, Artemis?
I mean, I guess so. It was one of them. That was like 0.2, but 0.1 was we've got a whole day ahead of us.
Artemis,
Bowman.
I work here.
All right. I mean, I don't think they're going to. That's not usually the clientele we go for, but we can certainly try and sell some.
Artemis, I have to work for 5 more hours here, unloading and loading boxes.
Oh, you're still doing that job? All right. No. I didn't know if you were going to, just hang out with me or keep doing that. That's fine. Right. Okay. Wow, that changes. All right, sure. I'll yeah. What did it say? 10?
What?
The meeting, the paper.
It said 9.
9.
9.
That was almost bad. All right. Well, I'll see you then.
Bye. Good to see that you're doing well. Oh, and also, take the fucking hat off. You look like a prick.
I shall turn around. Good day, sir. And walk tall. Even taller by my very tall hat.
Great. And Bowman, you return to your work group. Great. Well, fast forward a few hours. Octavia and Penny, you've spent all day trying to find these damn census records of anybody on that list of names that Octavia found.
Which was
Yes,
10 people, 10 names.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. You're going through all of those, and census record after census record after census record, and you're not finding anything to the point that you're like, you're to the point where like, do we give up? Like what the hell do we do at this point? But finally, you do Penny. You find one of the names on the list that Octavia pulled out. You find the name Donald Mcgreedy. It lists an address, and it is from the most recent census of the city. He lives in the Cliffside Ward, which you know is literally built into the eastern cliff side of the plateau that the rich parts of the city are built on. You know, because it's a census record, there's lots of information. Human, man, his abodes, the notes on his home are it's just listed as deteriorating shack. And income information, it's just you just see poor, not worth exact number. But you have his address.
I'm
How
guessing
long
he's
would
not.
it take to? Sorry.
I'm guessing he's not a magic user then. Probably doesn't have a license.
Well, he wouldn't have a license.
Yeah, so I guess he could.
How long would it take to get to the Cliffside Ward? To his...
Over in Castle Ward, where all the government buildings are. I'd say at this point it's like 5 o'clock in the evening. Like you guys have been at this like all day. I mean, it you know, depending on how you traveled, it could take anywhere from probably about half an hour to get to his place. It could take less. It could take 15 minutes if you manage to like get outside, catch a trolley all the way to the edge of the cliff, and then immediately start descending. If you're lucky, basically, or it could take much longer if you have bad luck, like getting a trolley or hailing a carriage or that sort of thing. So
perhaps we visit him tomorrow.
We can. What are the names in connection to? Up with these
was contacts who were part of an underground cell to undermine the watchful order that my father had found a while ago. I can't remember how long.
Okay.
But it was back when he was a reporter.
Would Penny know approximately when he was a reporter, like the timeline, because she used to read his stuff?
Make a history check.
14.
14. The thing is, Pierre was a reporter for a long time, and then even after becoming editor, he still did some reporting of his own. So just knowing that it was when he was a reporter doesn't necessarily help you narrow down the window all that much.
Do I know when did he stop doing reporting? Because that would at least give like an end date.
So Pierre stopped being a full-time investigative reporter only like pretty shortly after he adopted you. That's when he got promoted to editor. But and you, I mean, you would know that your father, your father is kind of independently wealthy. He inherited a lot of wealth from his father, so not all of his money is from the newspaper, though quite a bit is. But you would also know that he still did. He still fairly frequently still wrote stories for about 10 years after he adopted you.
So like 10 years ago, he stopped.
Yeah, thereabouts. Because you were, well, how old are you now? 20.
5?
Yeah, I was gonna say earlier mid-20s, something like that. So
25, and I think I was 2 when, or no, I was 1 or 2 when he got me. I can't remember.
Yeah. So, a little over 10 years ago was when he stopped entirely doing reporting.
What did the record say about how old Donald is?
Donald Mcgreedy is listed as he's in his 50s. He's 50 as of the last census. He was 57.
Well, we have a name and a place.
Took all day, but
yeah.
Would you like to go out and get some dinner?
Sure.
Great.
I'll buy her dinner. She's been very, very, very good.
Very nice.
We love a supportive mentor.
Great. Unless anybody has anything else they want to do today, we can go ahead and fast forward to 9 o'clock when you're all supposed to gather at Janara's house. Bowman, I will need a Constitution saving throw from you to see if you gain a level of exhaustion.
That was a 15.
15. You do not gain a level of exhaustion. So
huzzah!
Mighty strong.
Very strong. So Penny and Octavia, the two of you get dinner and drinks and then head over to Janara's place. Nix, you finish your day off of work, get the confirmation that it'll be at Janara's at 9. Have dinner and then head over there. Bowman, you get out of work, probably get a couple drinks with the guys and then head to work and Artemis, I assume you probably spent the rest of the day actually trying to sell Bright Shield Vintage, which you've been pretty good about doing recently, unless you wanted to spend the day doing something different. But
no, that'll probably be it.
Okay, yeah. So you do that, and then again, stop and get a few drinks, and then head over to Janara's. So
I will say, just as a point of historical semi-accuracy, if I started at 9, I probably would still be working until like 8 o'clock. So I probably did not get dinner in between.
All right. Well, thank you. Did not stop for dinner in between.
Knowing this, knowing Nix's situation, Bowman sympathetically bought. It has something in his trench coat because his day starts before, but understands that the same working class is also the same as Nix. So,
right,
12-hour work days.
Yeah.
So, you all eventually gather at Janara's place. Janara, what room do you gather everybody into for your discussion?
I'll gather everyone into like the dining area. I'll have like some of the food that Joyce went to buy. I'll have it like nicely out for people to grab. I won't have it won't be fancy sit down or anything.
Yeah.
But people can grab whatever food that they'd like.
Yeah, you set up the dining room table like buffet style. And you all one by one arrive. The Darling residence dining room, large wooden table in the center of the room. huge fireplace against one wall, flanked by windows looking out over the gardens outside. Above the mantle of the fire is a portrait of the Darling family, a younger Janara, probably about 13, not looking comfortable in dress-up clothes, between two parents, both human. Throw a curveball out there. Janara, do you want to describe what your parents look like?
Oh. I feel like they probably look like they're trying to be like they probably look fairly average, you know, like older versions of me, but I feel like they're like sort of cocky, you know, like you can tell that they, I don't know, are very self-assured, and I'm sitting there like probably really awkwardly with them in the middle. Yeah, probably actually not Janara's favorite picture of her family.
Yeah. So you know, as you all arrive one by one, you see this this family portrait, and of course, you know, her father has like a sword like at his belt in the picture. He's got his like hand on it, you know, cocky smile and grin. You know, and her mom has sort of, you can see like a pistol holster off to one side, similarly cocky grin, as they pose as a family. I would say probably Artemis, perhaps not the exact composition of this picture is familiar, but certainly the emotional state of the child in it is.
That is what he is thinking right now as he looks at it. He's just like staring at it for a while as he drinks.
Yeah.
But one by one, you all gather. I would actually imagine there's probably a fire in the fireplace because it is winter. So heating up the room. As you all gather together to discuss your plans.
So, when are we doing this thing?
Well, I have a meeting with Ovina on the 22nd at noon. So
that's in 4 days' time?
Yeah, well, 3.
Have we learned anything about the security of this of Bloodkeith?
Oh, yes. The office building is the security guards during the day.
It's easy enough.
The same humanoids, about 6 in the lobby, I think, and probably more roaming out throughout the building. Right. Nighttime, though, the guard told me they keep a troll.
A what?
A troll.
Instead of humans or in addition to humans?
My understanding was instead of.
Bowman's gonna roll history because I feel like he would know what a troll was because he's the oldest of the people there.
I feel like Janara just knows what a troll is.
Probably. Your parents were adventurers.
Okay. All right, that was a 18 for history.
18 is good. That being said, Janara, if you do want to go ahead and roll a history check as well to see if you know any like extra details about trolls that somebody else might not.
Definitely. My history is not great, actually. All right. I only rolled an
11. So Bowman, yes, you are familiar enough with trolls. Large, hulking creatures, amazing regenerative properties, and not very intelligent. They're generally pretty dumb. So, to you, with what you've learned, with what Octavia has said, it doesn't 100% make sense to you that the troll would be the only thing in the building.
Yeah. And Bowman is also wondering, how in the absolute hell did they even get a troll to release into the, like, that would have been on the news of some sort. I mean, you two are reporters, but like, you don't just see a troll walking through.
So you probably just walked in through the front or the back.
It's a very big lobby. It's pretty extravagant.
It's probably kept there in the building.
Basement tunnels, secret basement tunnels.
Yeah, did we find out what the floor plan looked like or surrounding area or anything like that?
Well, I could probably draw what the floor plan looked like in the lobby, but I only got up to the first floor.
Okay.
Hopefully I can get a little more information on the 22nd.
Yeah, and if I go along with Octavia on the 22nd for her interview, I like kind of have a photographic memory. So I feel like I could be able to get a pretty good layout of things of what I'm able to see too.
Can't she also take actual photographs?
Well, yes, I could do that.
Then what would I be there for, Nix?
But
Take my
The
More eyes is
security-
not a bad thing.
security and most of the people that I interacted with didn't seem too keen on me having my camera in the first place. So I think I should probably practice casting my spells without it.
Well, for the next couple of days while we're waiting for the interview to get a better idea of what's inside, we could probably start scouting out around the area, maybe going intermittently in different smaller groups so we don't draw too much attention.
I feel like we should at least go, someone should at least go at night, because I am curious to see if they're going to walk a troll right into the building.
I feel like he probably lives there.
That's what I'm thinking, but
They're like,
just
come
in
here,
case.
boy, get in our door. Cute.
Ooh,
Remind me and remind Matt a little bit. Is this the same building that we're actually wanting to get into?
This is where the records would be kept.
Sure. So do we know any back entrances? Like, do we want to use you and doing an interview as a distraction so that we know where everyone is?
Well,
I was also
possible,
thinking.
but the interview is happening in the middle of the day when I'm sure the entire office will be there working and they'll have the full staff of security.
I was thinking, well, I told my people to start protesting at the headquarters. So we could also use that as a distraction, or just like have people focused on that, and maybe they wouldn't be looking at a bunch of people scurrying around, and like that would take up security's attention.
Nix, do you think you could get the protests to begin, say, 1 p.m. on the 22nd?
Or I could have it going on before you get there, so that they're already like annoyed.
No, see, my thought is it should be something to pull them away while I'm already inside.
Okay.
And if the protests are starting before we get there, they may tell us that we have to interview another time.
That's fair.
Yes.
All right, so that means I'll come.
Artemis and I could probably get in undetected while the distraction's going on.
Artemis, can you turn invisible?
I can turn myself, but if we're going in twos, I can't do that.
I recently came upon the ability to also become invisible.
Oh,
Okay.
well then.
I'm real
I
sneaky.
sure would like to learn that.
Weird flex, but okay.
Do it right now.
No.
All right. Worth a shot.
I have a disguise kit. Could I try to disguise myself as someone who works there? Blend in.
I probably. I also have similar abilities to that. And I am sneaky and small.
Well, perhaps you could disguise as not necessarily an office worker, but say janitorial staff or
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
like a technician coming in to fix something.
Yep, I could do that.
Like a print. Oh wait, I was thinking no.
What did their uniforms look like?
Do I remember what the security uniforms looked like?
You would remember what the security uniforms look like, but you didn't see any janitors or anything while you were there, so you wouldn't know what janitorial uniforms look like. But yeah, I mean, again, the security is outsourced to a private security firm. But you saw they wore like, black uniforms, with a little symbol, a little badge with a symbol on it, not a police badge. But go ahead and make a history check to, in retrospect, see if you know what the symbol was.
History, you said?
Yeah.
21.
21. So the badge featured the image of a snake twisted into a Z. So it's, to you, that means that the private security is run by an organization called the Zents or the Zentarum. With a 21, which is great, you would know that the Zentarum has been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, possibly even thousands of years. You're not sure exactly how long. They used to do all sorts of different activities, anything from running shops to doing caravan guards to all sorts of illegal shit. They were involved in a bunch of stuff. But in the last couple hundred years, they have reorganized and really focused on providing top quality security services. That being said, rumors of their of excessive force, rumors of cruelty amongst the ranks, rumors of illegal actions in the pursuit of their contracts persist.
What was the name of it?
The Zentarum. They're not to be messed with.
So maybe disguising as a new
Maybe
security
not.
officer might not be the smartest decision.
Maybe not security, but I
Okay.
assume that if they contract out to security, they'd also contract out their other vendors like janitorial staff. So perhaps we could figure out some other offices in the area. I can find out I could get some uniforms from the newspaper.
Let's do that.
Put me wherever you need me.
The plans for the office would be private, like the office building. But could there be property records that would show like previous construction at the site to see if there is a lower level and if there previously had been tunnels or entrances?
Penny, go ahead and make an intelligence check for me. Seven. Possibly. There might, you think there might be something like that. I would say even with the 7, you would know that, like, while the records, because it's a private company, while the records would not be publicly accessible, they would still have to log building and construction plans and permits with the city archives.
Mm.
Like they would still be required to log that. But with a 7, you don't know anything about anything that might have been there previously. So you're not getting exactly what you're looking for, but you're still getting a little bit of something.
Right.
Kind and forgiving DMs when I DM when I want to be.
I have so many examples of how you're not.
I did say when I want to be.
Previous campaigns.
This will be the 7th episode of evidence that.
Yeah.
The 22nd is the second day of a 10-day typically when people have off from, like, would it be a logical day that Nyx and Bowman would have off from work?
Not typically, no.
What day of the 10-day?
Typically the 10th.
The 10th, okay.
Or sometimes the 9th, depending on
Okay.
work schedules, but
Okay.
How many 10 days are in a month?
3.
Okay.
Do I know if people sometimes get kind of like contracted out of the factories to go do maintenance at headquarters? Like, is that a
make an intelligence check.
Yeah.
See if you've heard of anything like that.
7?
Haven't heard of anything like that before. It's possible, but you're not 100% sure.
Yeah.
You might be able to ask your direct supervisor if she's heard of anything like that happening, but that would require a conversation.
Just to review, we need to get into a specific room that we think has like records, right?
Yep.
That's what we're going for.
Yep.
So we also don't know where that room in the building is.
Not a clue.
That's what we need to find out. We also don't know different ways into the building other than the front door.
Correct.
Exactly.
I feel like the 22nd is our building layout fact-finding mission. And then we figure out another day.
I was
to
just
go.
saying.
So we're not trying to draw any attention to ourselves on the 22nd. Just trying to gather as much information as we can.
Oh, and there also may or may not be a troll in the building.
Correct.
So
Sure.
be careful what doors we open.
Right.
I mean, night has fallen. Do we want to go poking around?
Mm,
Night?
I got work tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll be done before the sun comes up.
I already fell asleep inside a machine once this week. I don't need to do that again.
Are you really that small that you can sit inside of a machine?
Yeah. It was really bad. My boss had to pull me out of it because I was stuck.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So perhaps we should get information during the interview, and then maybe we should go on a day that everyone has off, or
Or
in
a
the
night.
evening when there's not work in the morning.
So that would be like the 29th.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Sunday.
When did we need to get the information to Freedom?
I don't think there was a deadline.
Do we have a deadline for something else though?
There was no
Yes.
deadline given for this specific job. It was more that the sooner you find the information, the better, because Freedom basically wants you both to find evidence of Ovina Bloodkeith's wrongdoing and to find out who her co-conspirators might be.
What day is the ball?
Yes, so Midwinter is not in any month. It is technically its own separate day between this month and next month. So it is the day after the 30th, but before the 1st of the next month.
Okay, so that's after. That's even after, like if we waited until the 29th.
Right. So that being said, most jobs give off for midwinter. So.
But what can we do in the meantime between now and your interview, fact finding? Is there anything we can do now?
Well, we can look around the outside of the building and case it as much as you can without drawing too much attention.
We really should have an escape route if needed. You know, hiding around certain buildings, the fastest way to get as far away from the building.
Yeah, I don't think we should all go together for that. Maybe doing a couple different trips.
Maybe I can send Lexa on a trip up to the top, see if there's a way in from the roof.
And I can check city archives to look through past plans to see if we can get anything from that as well.
If you can find out what company is in charge of the janitors, one of us could try to get a job temporarily in the meantime, so they would have a few days probably of getting information. And
If it's,
I'm not doing much during the day, I could do it.
I mean, if you go during, I'm sure in the morning, that's when they arrive, you might be able to catch them going into work.
I could do that.
Artemis, maybe one day we can take a stroll around the building and do some recon.
Oh, all right, yeah. Sure.
You all have been talking about this for a while, thinking of things. You have it seems like you've sort of arrived at this. We're going to spend a few days doing some general recon and fact-finding about the building, at least until the 22nd, and then go from there after Octavia's meeting. Is that a pretty good summary of sort of where you're at? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I think at this point it's reached about 10 o'clock, and you do hear the doorbell ring, which would be Ryan showing up for the tailoring.
Right.
Bowman, because he's paranoid and Janara did not tell us about that, is going to overreact, and grab his crowbar from his trench coat.
I was just gonna say, Penny's gonna jump and be like, "We've been caught already."
Well, Janara is going to have Joyce go into the door, and I'm going to be like, "It's okay. I was invited to a midwinter ball, and I don't love going to balls, but I've never had people to invite, and I was allowed to bring guests with me. So, the gentleman who invited me is a friend of mine, and he just said that everyone needed to dress nicely. So I have someone coming over to make outfits for everyone. And I'll cover the cost, but I don't really like many people, and I kind of enjoy spending time with you all. So do you want to go with me?
Of course, dear. I would love to. But please let me pay for my own gown.
If you want, but you don't have to.
Penny's gonna go up and like hug Janara, and then also whisper, "I can't pay for my own gown."
I think Nyx is just gonna like fall over and sit in shock. Just like
Bowman's gonna make eye contact with Artemis and just go like
Comes in handy, doesn't it?
Another person touching my inner thighs. For measurements.
I like how you looked at Artemis before you said that.
Well, no one else in the room knows that Artemis got a custom tailored suit for me already.
What is Artemis doing with the announcement?
Artemis fangirled a little bit and tried to control himself. He loves balls. Loves, any chance to show off his love for balls. Just a real good time. He was going to go up and thank Janara formally, but so many folks rushed forward that he's gonna contain his excitement, but catch Bowman's eye.
So yeah, I'll have Ryan come in and I'll just tell him like, you all can choose whatever you want, but it has to be formal enough for this event.
I'm gonna start listing off all the like modern fashion trends and what I think would look best on each person, what will bring out each of their eyes.
Excellent. Yes. So here's how we'll do this. You all spend some time describing what outfits you would like for the midwinter ball, taking into account all that information. And then when we do the session of the midwinter ball, you can each describe what your fancy outfit looks like. So you've got a little bit of time to think about what you want your fancy midwinter ball outfits to look like. But yes, you all spend time doing that. A set of fine clothes runs 15 talents for each set. And this is a late house call, so he is going to just do a surcharge of an extra 10 talents on top of that. Janara, you don't have to pay it all right now. You have a good enough relationship with this guy that you can put some or all of the cost on your tab.
I can just do it now.
Okay, so that is going to be, I'm no good at math, so we're going to figure this out.
125
It's 15 each plus 10, right?
Huh?
You
So
said
it should be
15.
25 apiece, or
15 apiece.
oh, okay.
15 talents apiece plus another 10. So that would be, it's 100. It's 100 talents for everybody.
Minus Octavia's.
So minus 15 because
She'll pay for
Octavia's
her
paying for her own, which brings it down to 85 talents.
I'm gonna tip him an extra 10, so I'm giving him 95.
Great. Excellent. Great. You all get your, that takes a little while to get all those measurements done and all that stuff. So it's starting to get pretty late. Any other orders of business for the meeting before you all close out for the night?
Penny will tell everyone about the weird, since it may be relevant to the stuff that we're all talking about, we'll share the information of the weird, evil Octavia clone in the window that she saw.
Do we want to meet here or somewhere regularly?
Might be helpful.
Or to just... I mean, it's a little difficult to find each other in the city.
Your
we
meeting
just-
is on the 22nd. Do you want to meet here on the 21st in the evening?
Collect all of the information that we've gathered over the next couple days.
Yeah. Same time, same place.
Yes, that works for
That
me.
would work. If that's not an imposition.
Wondering if, just for the sake of the player schedules next week, should you meet somewhere else just in case Janara is unavailable?
We can meet at the newspaper at the office. It's kind of near the. Isn't that kind of near the?
It's in the same ward of the city. It's not super close, but it's not that far.
Okay, great.
Just let the guard at the front know that you're here to see Octavia Bure, and he'll let you in. I'll give him your names too.
Fake names. We should have code names. Fake code names.
I will be Artemis Eichshield.
Nope, that doesn't work.
It'll work.
You're
It'll throw
terrible.
them off.
Oh my god.
You know, it's the thing you're like, oh, I think I know, I think I've heard it before, but by the time that you're thinking that, you're already gone.
Okay, I'll work on code names then. I'll assign everyone code names, and I'll be able to give them out to everyone the next time we see each other.
Thanks, Penny.
So at this point, you know, you're all sort of winding down your conversation, ending for the evening. You know, as you're talking about all this, Ryan's already left. There's another, the doorbell rings again. Joyce goes to answer it.
Bowman reaches for his crowbar again because he's not expecting another visitor.
Janara doesn't know who it is, so she's equally surprised.
Joyce comes back in, just has a piece of paper in her hand and says, I'm sorry to interrupt everybody. Perhaps this is a good time to call it for the evening. I just have something that Janara and I need to talk about privately.
Okay.
All right, well, thanks for the. Yeah,
There's plenty of food. Feel free to take some with you.
will do.
Bowman's gonna reach into his pocket pulls out a sack and just kind of like plates, forks, everything.
Octavia's jaw just kind of hits the floor because she has never witnessed anything so grossly lacking in sophistication.
As after he does that, he goes. Next, well, I'll swing by your place if you want some of this food to take home.
Yes, please.
And just like that, the magic's gone. Oh.
Oh.
I'm gonna finish my drink and say goodnight and go over to the door. Out of everyone's sight, open the door, cast invisibility on myself, and close the door again. So I am remaining in the house.
Okay.
Oh,
Great.
The worst.
The rest of you
What
all
could go
leave,
wrong?
all leave one by one. Artemis, could you just make me a stealth check with advantage? Just as long as you are beating everybody's passives, then we don't have an issue.
Yes. Ooh, that's not good. Ooh, that's also not good.
Passive perception.
I'm gonna trip over like a coat rack or something. Stealth?
Yeah.
14.
14. Anybody have a 14 or higher?
I
passive
have
perception?
14.
I mean, I do.
So, Janara, you think you Artemis is invisible. So, what I will say is, after everybody departs, you do notice, you think you hear something or someone, but you can't. I mean, you don't see anything, but you just think, you like hairs in the back of your neck prickle up. Like you feel like there's something or somebody else here. But Joyce says, sorry, Janara, I didn't want to necessarily talk about this in front of all your new friends. An urgent telegram has just arrived about your parents.
Oh. What does it say?
That there's been some trouble in their expedition. Not many details, but one of the other members of the party said that you and I are urgently needed to travel to the Icewind Dale region. They need you present to help with a resurrection ceremony.
Okay. Let's go get our things.
Yeah. I've already while your friends were leaving, I already started packing some of my things, but yes, we should hurry. We can get if we hurry and get down to the train station, we can get a train out of here tonight.
Let's go.
And you hurry about getting things packed up. And Artemis, though Janara did lock eyes with the location where you were standing at one point, she did not get confirmation that you were there. And you were left invisible in Janara's house.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure, as people are scurrying around, make sure I'm not in a place where I'm gonna get run into. And just kind of like look at that tapestry a little more, at the family, that dynamic I picked up on before. And when I think there's a moment that I can just quietly slip out the front door.
Great. And with that, with Janara hurriedly getting her things together, we're going to end it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Unfortunately, next episode, we will not have Janara with us, but she should be back for episode 9.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, let us know how you liked the episode down in the comments below, what your favorite part was, and we will catch you all next time. Have a good night.